The devotion for December 8th is taken from Matthew 2, verses 13 through 18. Now after they left, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream and said, "Get up, take the child and his mother and flee to Egypt, and remain there until I tell you, for Herod is about to search for the child to destroy him." Then Joseph got up, took the child and his mother by night, and went to Egypt, and remained there until the death of Herod. This was to fulfill what had been spoken by the Lord through the prophet, "Out of Egypt I have called my son." When Herod saw that he had been tricked by the wise men, he was infuriated, and he sent and killed all the children in and around Bethlehem who were 2 years old or under, according to the time that he had learned from the wise men. Then was fulfilled what had been spoken through the prophet Jeremiah. A voice was heard in Ramah, wailing and loud lamentation, Rachel weeping for her children. She refused to be consoled because they are no more. The reflection for this passage is written by Julia Seymour of Big Timber Lutheran Church in Big Timber. She writes, "Even when we know the manger leads to the cross, it's hard to reconcile the needless deaths of children at any time, but particularly at Christmas. This passage is a bleak reminder that earthly powers and principalities consider nothing off limits to stop threats to their power." Here is something to consider, though. Jesus' ministry ends up being funded by women. There are named and unnamed women with their own money and familiar funds. Out of their pocketbooks, the disciples and others are able to eat and purchase necessary items. What if there's a connection between their support and grief? It seems likely that this group contained women who lost children in that slaughter, if not their own young ones, then nephews, cousins, or siblings. Grief remains, and grief that accompanies senseless violence leaves deep wounds. Yet we are a meaning-making people. It is possible that some of these women supported Jesus as a way to recognize what their own children might have done, become followers and disciples of Emmanuel. We do not need to pretend our pain makes sense or to put pretty words around it. We can, however, lean on the everlasting arms of grace that will carry us to a time when we are able to be generous out of our grief for the sake of Christ in the world. Peace on your day.